Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys another custom origin that I made. Um, this is the Warlock origin, and yeah, let's get into it. Also, before the video starts, this is going to be a new series on my channel called Mystical Origins, where I make origins based on myths and legends. So this is the first episode, so if you like that type of videos, please consider subscribing, like the video, and comment on what is your favorite part about this origin, and what you want me to make next. And yeah, let's get into it. And so, let me just select the origin real quick. And here it is. So as you can see, it's a high impact origin. It only has 3 abilities in the GUI, but it has and it's extremely weak too. Not weak as in it's in the beginning of the game you can become extremely weak. So if I select that, you'll see that these texts show up when I scroll through my hotbar, and these texts are basically your abilities. I'll get to that in a second. First, I'm going to go over the downsides because there are very few downsides and a lot of abilities. So yeah. So the first downside is inner strength. So you've trained your mind for so long that you lost touch with your physical body, making you slow in most physical actions and leaving you unable to do any type of melee damage. So I'll correct this later, but yeah. So that means that you do less, you can't do any physical damage. So I'm hitting this mob right here. I'm hitting him right here. I can take out a netherite axe and it won't do any damage to it. That's basically what it means. And you mine slower. I'm not in survival mode, but you mine slower. It's basically just. Also, another thing, this is basically a bug in the Origins code in data pack. When you lower the mining speed or modify the mining speed of entities, it actually makes it so that blocks that are instant mineable, like grass, slime blocks, and all that, you can't mine them at all. Like instant mineable blocks are just gone. So if I wanted to break this grass right here, I can't, because I need. Then the only other option is to get a water bucket. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of an inconvenience, and it started raining. So so yeah, and you do no physical damage. Yeah, I said that all right. So the next ability is magical binding. So what this ability does is it's basically the Elytrian's ability. It's basically just the Elytrian's ability. You can't wear any armor above chainmail, so if I give myself a netherite chest plate, I can't wear that. I'm right clicking right now. I'm clicking on it. I can't wear it. So on the other hand, if I give myself a chainmail, and my English is so good right now. If I give myself a chainmail chest plate, I can put that on just fine. So you're extremely weak as well. As you can see, you only have 7 hearts. So leaving you basically, you can't have much armor, and you don't have much health, and you can't do melee damage. You're basically vulnerable when it comes to melee fights. So yeah. Let's get into spells. So you don't I'm just gonna show you guys. in a second, but yeah. So how this all happens is like you start off with like 2 spells, as you, but you can see 9 in my hotbar. You start off with only 2 spells, them being vanish and levitation. And so this is a bit of an evolving origin, like you evolve as you go along in the game. So basically, you like other than vanish and levitation, all the other spells require you to have some sort of advancement, like I need to unlock the advancement tree, and yeah. So what I'll just go over them step by step. What vanish does is basically when you press your primary key while on that hotbar, it'll basically give you resistance and not resistance, invisibility for 30 seconds, and any surrounding mobs within a 30 block distance, blindness for 3 seconds. So it only lasts for 3 seconds, so you might not have quite seen it, but yeah, that's what it does basically. So moving on to levitation. What this ability basically does is when you keep holding your primary key while on this hotbar, you'll gain levitation, basically allowing you to fly, but there's no way for you to get back down. Like you have to let go of it for a second, and then once you start falling, you have to use it again to not take fall damage. So yeah, I didn't want to give this origin slow fall because that would just be a solution to a lot of things, while making it in this fashion makes it so that you need to actually time it properly. So you have to learn how to use it, which kind of adds that beginner aspect that you're not still an advanced magician, a warlock or otherwise. So yeah. So how now you can't use any of the abilities because I'm pressing my primary key right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but basically you can't use any of the other abilities except vanish and levitation when you start out. So yeah. Now this is when things start getting complicated. To use your teleport ability and your force field ability, you need to get the advancement monster hunt. And how you get that advancement is you have to kill a mob. It's pretty simple, right? Well, it's not. As the warlock, you can't do any physical damage, which means you need to find a bow and arrow to actually kill a mob. And yeah, bows and arrows require you to either kill a skeleton or kill chickens, or otherwise, and kill spiders. So it's going to be pretty hard, so you're going to have to loot a lot of dungeons. But yeah, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to give myself the advancement. Just give me a sec. I can't quite see the advancement, so I'll just so I'll just make it right. Adventure. Yeah. So kill them. So I got the advancement monster hunt. Now from this advancement, I can use force field and teleport. So it gives me 2 more spells to use. So if I press my primary key right now, you'll see that I throw an ender pearl. I do still take damage. Like, I mean, if you didn't, it would be a bit overpowered considering that this doesn't even have a cooldown. So yeah. And so you can throw an ender pearl, and what force field does is, as you can see, it gives me resistance, infinity for 10 seconds, slowness 10 for 10 seconds. And yeah. So it'll basically negate any type of damage for 10 seconds, but it will also immobilize you for 10 seconds. Basically making it give the idea that you're holding a shield up with your magic. So yeah. And so I'm just gonna clear the weather real quick. So moving on to the next ability, Fireball. How you get this ability is by, when you would think like getting into the nether and doing stuff in the nether, but I made it so that when you get the advancement hot stuff, you actually unlock Fireball. This is because I wanted to give the wizard an ability that can actually do damage quicker and not just wait until you reach the nether, because you're basically vulnerable when you're even in your second stage where you have teleport and force field, where you might be able to negate damage, but you can't deal any damage with that bows and arrows. This actually gives you an ability that can deal damage. So yeah. So as you can see, my resource bar is going down and up. I forgot to explain that. So this resource bar is basically your mystical energy. You use this mystical energy to activate abilities, as you might have seen. So yeah. So how you charge this bar is by standing in water while it's night. So if I press this, use this command block, it will turn nighttime. And when I'm standing on water, just give it a sec, the moon has to be completely up. So like, and also you have to have a half slab on the source block, because how this recharge works is that you have to be exposed to the sky as well as be in water. So when you're standing in a full block, it doesn't count you as being exposed to the sky. So you either have to keep on jumping like this so that you charge once every like 2 seconds, or alternatively, a better option would be to stand on a half slab during night. So as you can see, the bar is going up, but if I go once every second, but if I do this, it will only charge up once every 2 seconds. So this is a better option, and yeah, I think you should pick this one personally. I mean, a half slab isn't the hardest thing to make, especially when it can be made out of almost any resource. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue from Fireball. As you can see, when I get the achievement hot start, and then I use my primary key, it'll shoot a gassed Fireball. It isn't as strong as a gassed Fireball. So like it takes at least 3 hits to kill a mob, like a zombie. So it's not really strong, but we'll get to the really strong ones in a minute. So moving on to the next ability, Dimension. Dimensionless is basically a transportation ability. So to get it, you have to get the achievement We Need to Go Deeper. And basically what it does is it'll transport you from the nether to the overworld, from the overworld to the nether. Now there are a couple of things I had to fix with this ability, because I mean, when you travel to the nether, there is a chance that you might just teleport to a random spot underneath the nether. This means that you could suffocate instantly. So I made a command, like I'll just get out of the portal's reach for now. So I made a command that creates basically a sphere of air blocks around. Don't question the button. I was testing out the behavior mod and got a little overexcited. And yeah, if I use the dimension ability now, we'll see that I generate inside a sphere. This is what I did. It's a function that activates whenever you use this ability. So it'll generate a sphere of air blocks around wherever you spawn. This does have its downsides, like if there was just ancient debris lying where you spawn, then that would be deleted. If you spawn in your house in an accident or something, you would delete anything important that's in it, like not everything within like this radius, like every block that is replaced by this. Like for example, if I had a chest here with a stack of diamonds in it, then I would lose it if I go to the over. This is activated whenever, so yeah. And you can use it, as you can see, the tree got deleted. The tree leaves got deleted. That's what I basically mean by this. Yeah. Moving on to the next ability. You have to have gone to the nether at least once to use this ability, so that you don't just instantly go to nether. And that's why I made it, to get gold and trade with people and I don't know, to get a head start. So the levitate ability is obtained once you get a blaze rod, because I thought it would be somehow related to the ruin stand. None of these spells require you to ever go to the end, because I know a lot of players, Minecraft players, haven't ever, at least some players haven't beaten the Ender Dragon. So yeah. So I made all of these abilities accessible from the nether, and not even using most of the nether's resources. So the blaze rod is going to activate your levitate ability. Now the difference between levitation and levitate is that levitate makes other mobs float. For example, if I hit this mob, you'll see that it summoned a shulker bullet. So it basically hits any mob, make it levitate and then fall to the ground. So yeah, this was the only way of making a focused levitation effect, because as you can, if you watched my psychic video, which you probably have because it's my most viewed video on my channel, you'll know that I used a levitation radius effect. Now that I felt like that was a bit too overpowered, considering that you had 9 other abilities. So yeah, that's why this is an alternative. Plus I think the shulker bullet looks like a magical orb or something that a wizard would shoot. So yeah. Moving on to the next ability, Glacier. Glacier is by far the most overpowered ability in this spell set. To get it, you need to get the achievement, a throwaway joke. Yeah, I can English. Anyway, so how you get this achievement is by hitting a mob with a trident. And yeah, so now once I use the Glacier ability, you'll see that it gets covered in ice. That's what this ability does. All entities within a 10 block distance will get covered in ice. Now, a big flaw with this ability is that sometimes the mobs can escape, like if they're moving fast enough, like a spider who just jumped. If you try to freeze it before the blocks appear, it might jump off. So it's not guaranteed, but I like that aspect because, I mean, it makes sure that it can miss and you're not just safe from danger all the time. Also, another thing is that how this damages the mob is, as you might know, is by suffocating it. So if this was a player, they would have been able to get out and like by breaking the ice, but then it water forms inside, and then they have to worry about drowning, mining slower. So yeah. If you're in the early game, this is a bit overpowered, which is why I made it so that you need a trident to actually unlock this ability. Because tridents are kind of a late game weapon. And yeah, and plus it's one of the few advancements that are actually related to water or ice. So moving on to the final spell, the Withered spell. Now this is probably going to be the most annoying spell to get in survival, because what you have to do is you have to get a Wither skeleton spell. Like, I mean, I would have made it so that you need to fight the Wither, but like I said, a lot of players in Minecraft have never beaten a boss, like, because Minecraft has a majority of young players, and yeah, so they haven't beaten a boss, so I didn't want to make it so that they can never actually get the spell, because getting a Wither skeleton skull might be a bit annoying, but with looting 3 you can kind of do it. It's not as annoying, but yeah. That basically is gonna wrap up this episode. So what do you guys think of this origin? let me know in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe. I mean, subscribe, because subscribe. I'm going to make another. I think I'm having my mindset on the next episode being about Poseidon, but it might change. Like, I have a few interesting ideas about making a Poseidon origin. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, please consider subscribing. Leave a like, comment. I know I've said this like 100 times, but I mean, it really helps me out. It gives me the motivation to continue on this channel. And yeah, I'm Stone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.